Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Guys, can you hear me? Is everyone live on the session now? I think we fixed the problem. Yes, I'm so happy. I'm a very happy man now. We had a bit of a problem here, technical difficulties, and finally, fantastic. Now I'm a happy man because I was speaking and I was doing the presentation for 5 minutes to myself. That was very boring and I was worried that nobody was hearing. Okay, but fantastic. We are ready now to continue. And yeah, let's get going. So today we're finishing off. Just want to restart everything here so the recording is on. Today we're finishing off the session or the 4-part business series of doing business with purpose, and we're finishing off with creating a dream team. So I'm excited to present this session for you guys, and we're going to finish off, and hopefully this was impactful, and hopefully you guys will never look the same to your business or the way that you thought about business in the past. So let's quickly continue from here on. I want to remind you guys of the Entrepreneurship School, which is my main project at this stage, and we focus at the Entrepreneurship School on preparing the future generation and people that want to start a business to assist them to actually get the right practical platform in place for them to enable them to start their business. So that is what we're doing at the Entrepreneurship School. And we're going through a few phases, which is your business planning phase as well as your business preparation. And we assist the guys with myths about entrepreneurship, activating the dream, business as well as financial planning, and also crucial consultation regarding your tenders, your finance and your compliance. We also finish off then with practical systems and also the business culture. So this is the full scale of what you require when you start a business. And I believe this is a wonderful product, and I believe this can change many people's lives that start out in business to actually start out with the right information and the right knowledge. And we all know that knowledge is power. And just a reminder that our second course kicks off the 29th of May up to the 14th of August, and then we've got 2 further on in the year. It's an online platform which makes it accessible for everyone in South Africa, and we also have a cost involved. And then if you want more information regarding this, you can contact me on these details or go to our website at entrepreneurshipschool.co.za. Okay, now as I said, we're finishing off with building a dream team. But first of all, let's just quickly recap, because this whole series has a sequence that is the result of a dream team at the end of the sequence. So first of all, I want to encourage you guys once again to dream big and to dream large and to have great dreams when you're starting out in business, and to realize that nothing is impossible. It's always possible, and and you are able to make a difference in South Africa. Okay, so dream big and never stand back for what you believe in. And I did go through this, but entrepreneurship is basically birthed with a dream. It's an impersonal dream. It's got nothing to do with you, and it's all about servanthood. So if you're an entrepreneur, you are serving other people all the time, whether it be clients, customers, vendors, partners, or even your employees. It's a constant process of serving other people. And also I want to encourage you guys to think differently like Steve Jobs. And the 3 keys that you can remember in this area is, first of all, to be creative and innovative. To think differently is the second one. And the third one is to be one step ahead all the time. You always want to be one step ahead of the competition and the industry. And that will result in you being the market leader and the market dominator, which is practically, or actually, what you're after. Okay. And then we had a session about business culture, which was the second session that we did. Excuse me. And there's 5 business laws critical, and we're going to have a look at that again today when we are working with a dream team. So there's 5 business laws that is crucial for you to build a solid foundation for the culture of your business. And those are, first of all, the law of dreams and visions. Secondly, the law of words, very important. Words are critical. The third law is the law of authority. The fourth law is unity, and the last one is seed time and harvest. And then we also discussed basic practical principles to assist you to achieve these laws, which are vital to build a healthy, ethical business culture, which is what you are after. And then last week we discussed the process of systems, and I want to just reiterate this again, that a system is a mechanism that produces an end result. A system is a mechanism that produces an end result, and ideally you want to build your business to be system dependent and not people dependent. Very important. You want your business to be system dependent and not people dependent. And there are basic 3 areas in business that need systems, which is first of all your lead generation, secondly it's your lead conversion, and thirdly it's client fulfillment. Okay, so those are the 3 key areas that any business consists of, and it also consists of lead generation, which is marketing, lead conversion, which is sales, and client fulfillment, which is the execution of what you promised in your marketing and your sales. So basically also you're looking at the sequence of a successful business when it comes to the delivery of the product or the operations of a business. First of all, your business must be fruitful, it must produce. Secondly, it must multiply, you need to reproduce what you produce. Thirdly, you want to replenish and distribute your business throughout the industry. And then lastly, that results in domination. So to be an industry dominator, you need to be fruitful, you need to multiply, and you need to replenish as a business. Okay, that is quite a cool sequence. And then also the sales system, just to recap on that, you got a system in place where you know that every single client goes through a few key aspects to give yourself the best chance to convert that client. First of all, you've got a first contact area, a second contact area, a third contact area. And then if the guy didn't, or the client or customer didn't convert from there, make sure to stay in touch with your clients through newsletters or what other medium you may find practical. Stay in touch and build the brand in the concept's mind. And the day that he needs something in your industry, he's going to think of your business immediately, and that can result in a future sale. And then lastly, we also touched on marketing, which is probably 80% success or failure of your business, is how effectively can you communicate what your business is all about. So you want to first of all get the prospect's attention. Secondly, communicate what your business is all about. And thirdly, you want them to trust you, which will persuade them to do business with you. If you didn't attend the previous sessions, you can email me. I'm going to give my email address through to you guys, and I can send you the notes as well as the YouTube link to the previous 3 sessions of this webinar series. All right. So today, as I said, we're looking at teamwork, and this is one of my favorite themes. And I'm not saying that I'm an All Black supporter, I'm a Springbok supporter, but if I look at the concept of teamwork, and if I look at the success rate of the All Blacks as a rugby team, then you can't otherwise as admire these guys. What they have done is truly remarkable, and their consistency is key as well. And this is why I think these guys are absolutely brilliant and a great example for anyone to look at, because the principles that they apply in their environment and in the team is very business orientated. So you can take those principles and cut and copy them directly in your business and actually see the results that you want to see in the business. Okay, so as I said, I'm not an All Black, I'm a Springbok, but these guys are to be admired for what they are achieving in the world of rugby. So I'm going to start off this session through a quick introduction on a dream team and the concept of what is a dream team. A dream team is basically the concept of a group of people who are united, focused, and efficient on achieving a clear common goal bigger than themselves. I'm going to repeat that. A dream team is the concept of a group of people who are united, focused, and efficient on achieving a clear common goal bigger than themselves. And I also want to encourage you guys that no man is an island. No one can do great things on his own. You always need other people. If you want to go fast, you can go alone, that's fine. But if you want to go far in life and if you want to truly impact other people, then you go with a team where there's unity, where there's support, and where two are better than one. Where two are in unity and where two are agreeing, they are better than one. And basic traits of a solid team, and you can filter this through any sports team, any business team, any organization, consists of, first of all, the vision. It must be a clear, practical, common vision that everybody wants to achieve. Secondly, there's guidelines. So in other words, the team operates under clear guidelines that protects the dream or the purpose, and they know exactly what is expected of them. So every person in the team knows what is expected of them. And then the third aspect is teamwork. You have to get the right people on board, and you have to get them to work together to achieve the vision. So those are the three basic traits when it comes to a successful team. And I'm sure everybody watching this presentation wants to create a successful team or wants to work in a successful team towards a common vision bigger than themselves. And by no ways I'm saying that it's easy to work with people and easy to build a team, because people are sometimes very difficult. Every business owner listening to this presentation will probably have many stories regarding employees that gave them trouble and gave them problems and so on. And I want to actually just tell you guys a quick story about what I have seen also with my short experience in business. I had this great, talented girl in my team that was head of the admin department of the area of work that we focused on. And she was hungry, and she was young, and she wanted to learn, and she really had a lot of potential to grow further on in business. I actually saw a lot of potential in her. And the thing came in that the workload started to increase, and where this employee's attitude was right from the start, as the workload increased and as that period became more intense, the attitude actually lacked a bit steadily, step by step. Her attitude went backwards, which is very sad. But the fact is that if I look back, I know I was faithful over this employee that was under my leadership. And I gave her many opportunities, which I don't regret up to today. She didn't have a matric certificate, so she actually dropped out in grade 9, but that wasn't a problem for me because she really did a great job. And I wanted to invest into her education as well. So I even got her to give me a proposal on where she can go and qualify for a matric education, N3 or N4 education, and I was willing to pay 50% of her studies. Just to invest in my employees and to give her the opportunity to empower her. So I did that, and we had an agreement that if she passed her subjects and her studies, then I would sponsor 50%, but if she failed, then she had to pay the full course. So there was consequences involved as well, just to make sure that she doesn't take the opportunity for granted. And it started out well, but I think after a few months, steadily her attitude went backwards and backwards and backwards, and she actually became like a bad apple in the office. And up to today, it's a very sad thing for me if I think back to that time. And I remember that, yeah, she eventually fell out of the education, so she never completed that. and she became a very difficult employee who later on quit and went away from the business at that stage. And yeah, I lost a lot of money in that education and trying to invest in her. But if I look back at that whole scenario, then I can keep my head up high, because I believe that any employee coming into your business must leave the business in a better state than what they came in. And that was the principles I believed at that stage. That was my ethical values and beliefs, and I stick to that. So I didn't compromise on that. I was generous towards my employee. Although she didn't make the best of the situation, I can look back and say, you know what, I did the best that I could at that stage. I was faithful, and that's enough for me to know that I did everything that I could. That's my responsibility. I can only be responsible for what I can control in my business, and that was the fact that I can give her the opportunity to empower her and to educate her, to empower her further on in her life. Her responsibility was to use the opportunity and have a good attitude, and that she didn't do, and that's something that I can't control. But again, if I look back, I was faithful to what was given to me. Very important. So I want to encourage you guys, when it comes to building a team, to actually truly care for other people and serve them the best that you can. But I'm getting to that. So I know the concept of people and employment can be very difficult. I'm not under an illusion regarding that, but it is also possible to build a dream team, because there's many people out there and many businesses who has done that in the past and are currently doing it. I've got some homework for you guys, which is a video from Steve Jobs on people management. Now, very interesting, great principles. Go watch that out. I think it's 3 or 4 minutes, but it's some great concepts on how to manage people and how to build the dream team that you need to accomplish your business dream. And I believe in building a business dream team, there are 3 phases that is critical to get in place, which will then result in a dream team. So again, like proper systems, excuse me guys, like proper systems in your business, in your operational system section, where if you're fruitful, you multiply, you replenish, creates dominion in the industry. So to create a dream team is a phase and a sequence of a process, and the end result of that is a dream team. And we're going to look at that phases today to give you guys a concept of how you can build a dream team going forward. So first of all, phase 1, very important, is vision. You want to have a clear, practical, simplistic vision, which is the vehicle or the channel through which you will manifest your business dream. That is the vision. A vision is a practical thing. It's something that will manifest the business dream that you have and make it a reality. So that is the business vision. And it's important to have a clear, practical business vision because employees want to know, why are we doing this? Where are we heading with this company? What's in it for them? And so on. Okay, so business vision can also be the direction in which the business is moving that will create the end result, which is the business dream. Okay, the importance of a clear, common vision is that inherently people want to be part of something bigger than themselves. People want to be part of something that is bigger than them, bigger than the boss's paycheck at the end of the month, or the boss's overseas holiday and so on. They want to be part of something that matters. We all know that it's better to give than it is to receive. Many times when you give a present, you feel good. When you receive a present, it's also nice, but we know that it's better to give than it is to receive. People also want to work for something worth their while. Very important. People want to work for something worth their while. They don't just want to work to make money. Sorry, excuse me guys, I don't know what's going on. People want to work for something worth their while. And there's something that I've noticed in business generally. where people are desperate. Sometimes people sit without work, employees and staff, they sit without work. They are desperate to get a new job or a new career because they have bills to pay and they have expenses that they need to cover. They need to keep the pot boiling at home to feed the family and so on. So that desperation prompts you to apply for a new job. And when you apply for the new job, the interview goes well. And when you get the new job, what I've noticed is that first month, people are amazing. They work very hard. They're very dedicated. They're very faithful because they are desperate. So the main driver of that emotion is the desperation to keep the pot boiling at home. The problem is as soon as you receive the income and the pressure and the desperation is off, people lose interest. And I've seen this over and over and over where people come in for interviews. They are very excited. They're always great employees, always. And I say that like this because that's what I've seen. They're always amazing employees. But the thing is that desperation is driven by the pressure that they have to keep the pot boiling at home, to pay the bills and so on. And that desperation fades away as soon as it's covered with income. So after that, comfort sets in, and the employees, they carry on, and they lose their drive, they lose their focus, because it's not necessarily what they want to do. They don't necessarily love their job, and so on. And that is a sequence that repeats itself over and over and over. And that's why I say people want to work for something bigger than themselves. Because once that desperation is covered, now the question is, why should I do this? What am I doing here? And all of those questions comes in. I hope you guys catch what I'm trying to say here. Also, people are looking for purpose on earth. And it's possible that your business dream that matters and that will serve humanity in the industry you are in can create purpose for people. Okay, it's possible that your business can become someone else's purpose. It's possible that your business dream can become someone else's purpose and solve a problem that guy had in his mind about what is my purpose on earth. That's a question, incidentally, that everybody asks on earth. What is my purpose? Everybody wants to know what is my purpose on earth. And I'm telling you that it's possible that your business dream can become someone else's purpose. And then lastly, employees, you have to give your employees something bigger than money to buy into. Okay, you want your employees to buy into the dream, to buy into the vision. And if you want them to buy in, it must be more than money and more than profit at the end of the month. Something to think about. Okay, and then phase one, also with a vision, you have to sell your vision. So now you created a clear common vision. Now you have to sell your vision to the team that they can buy into the vision. Because if they don't buy into the vision, then they won't passionately follow the vision. But if you can get your employees to buy into a vision, that will enable them and that will empower them to work for the vision instead of work for 5 o'clock. Many times when employees don't buy into a vision or a dream of a company, they only sit there from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock. They keep on watching the time, and as soon as the clock strikes 5, they close their laptop. I tell you, they can be in the middle of an email. If the clock strikes 5 o'clock, they'll close the laptop and walk, because it's not something that they're passionate about, because there's nothing to buy into. But if the person buys into the dream and buys into the vision of your company, because it's something bigger than themselves and bigger than something else, but it's something worth working for, then they're actually going to work until the work is done. They're going to pursue and drive until the vision has been accomplished. And that's where your employee moves from a clock watcher to actually an innovator and a creative and innovative employee. And that's what you want. You want to empower people to become innovative and creative and fill in the gaps that you are not able to fill in because you've got other specialty areas. Okay, so selling the vision to the team. First of all, as I said, have a clear vision. Secondly, words. Frequently communicate the dream and the vision to your team and to every member of the team individually as well. So repeat the vision and the dream over and over and over. Minimum, at least repeat it at every meeting that you have. Every meeting that you start out with a vision. Guys, we are moving in this direction. We are doing this. The business dream is this. The purpose is this. The benefit to the industry is this. And then eventually, as you frequently repeat yourself, employees will start to listen, understand, and they will snap what this is all about. And if they do that, then they actually have a chance to buy into the dream and become innovative and creative employees. Okay, and then lastly, lead by example. Be a leader that you would want to follow. Take a look at yourself and ask yourself, if I was an employee, would I follow myself, yes or no? And if not, make a change. If you would follow yourself, just keep on building on those solid principles that you have. Okay, I want to quickly take a look at Blake Mykowski, which is one of my favorite entrepreneurs, as I've said 1 or 2 times already during this series. And there's a quote that he said, if you organize your life around your passion, you can turn your passion into your story and then turn your story into something bigger, something that matters. Now, what they are doing at Tom's is it's the 1-for-1 movement, where everybody that buys a pair of Tom's shoes, Tom's, the business goes and they give a pair away to someone in need of new shoes. So that is the 1-for-1 concept. If I buy a pair of shoes, they give a pair of shoes away. And what Blake Mykowski did is he realized that the customers that bought the shoes mainly bought the shoes because they knew that someone else would get a pair of shoes. So that is the biggest reason why they would support and buy those shoes. And then also he realized that people were extremely moved because he did these shoe runs, which they do in Tom's, where they go to many communities and they hand out thousands and thousands and thousands of shoes, and they call them shoe runs. And he initially took 1 or 2 of the employees with him, and he saw the effect that these shoe runs had on the employees. So the people would start to cry because there's people's needs being filled, and people needing shoes got shoes, and they're so happy, so they cried, and the employees burst out in tears. And it was such a powerful effect that those employees saw the dream and the vision of Tom's. And once they saw that, they bought into the vision. And Blake Mykowski said when they came back to the office, the employees changed forever. And suddenly these guys were driving to make the business better in order for them to give more shoes away. That is the power of employees buying into your business and into your vision. So suddenly these guys didn't close their laptops at 5 o'clock because the working day is over. They worked until the work was done because they knew that the impact they had could give thousands of shoes away to other people. And that is the power of employees buying into a dream. But on the other hand, we have to mention as well that this is something worthwhile. It's something that matters. It's something bigger than themselves. And it's all about serving and that generosity, that generous attitude, and giving away. It's better to give than to receive. That's a cool concept, and I want to encourage you guys to go check out Blake Mykowski, his business and what he stands for. He also has a great autobiography that you can get, which is a very interesting and practical read. Okay, so the second step, the first phase is getting a clear vision in place. Make sure the vision is clear, it's simplistic, it's practical. The second phase is to create guidelines to achieve the vision. Okay, now the concept of guidelines is a roadmap. Your guidelines is a roadmap. This creates a roadmap that will lead the business to its end destination. Okay, so that is the guideline. So you have a final aim, you have a goal that you want to achieve. Now you need to create a roadmap that will guide you towards the goal in which you will operate. and that is the importance of guidelines. Okay, so guidelines will show your team the way to how you will achieve the business dream and the vision. And there's two key guidelines that you need to keep in mind. The first one is your business culture, which we did in session number 2. And the third one, or the second one, is your systems. Okay, the first one, business culture. The second one, systems. So first of all, culture, the business dream must be protected by ethical values and principles. Very important. And systems enables people to know exactly what you expect them to do in the business. So again, this shows you how you will, or this shows the employees and the team how you will achieve the dream and the vision. And I want to touch on both of these. Okay, so first of all, your business culture. This creates the ethical values in your business that you will not compromise on. And there is the 5 business laws which we discussed in the second session, as well as the 6 practical key business principles. Okay, I want to encourage you guys to decide on your business culture, and then you don't compromise on your business culture. And this is actually a beautiful webinar series because many of the principles that I gave through on these sessions, I was directly confronted over the last 3 weeks with many of them. And one of them is to possibly compromise on one of my key values in the entrepreneurship school, which is I refuse to make the program cheap, and I don't want to give anything for free away, for the practical principle that as an entrepreneur you must understand, in order to invest in your future, it will cost you a price. So I'm not going to hand out any freebies on my entrepreneurship school. And I was confronted in a meeting yesterday to possibly do a deal with the guys, and they will send people for free on the entrepreneurship program, which will be good for brand credibility and so on, which I agree it's a great concept because it builds your brand and it creates a bit of traction in the market. But looking at that, I realized that this goes against one of my core values, which is not to give the course away for free to anybody, because they will not value it if they receive it for free, and the principle of investing in my future will definitely not come through if I give anything for free. So I was directly compromised with, or actually directly confronted with one of my values, and I realized I can't compromise, and I'm not going to compromise. So that's the beauty of these principles. It keeps you accountable, and it protects the vision and the dream of the business. And that's a very practical example of that. Okay, that's the first part of your guidelines, is the business culture. And the second part is your business systems. Okay, now, as I said, decide on your culture, your values and your principles, write them down, and no compromise. And that will become your business culture. You have to live that out. Secondly, the business system firstly consists of structure. Identify the main, or identify all the departments in your business. Secondly, systemize your department, so you create a clear, simplistic system and procedure for every department. And thirdly, document everything of those departments in a manual. Now, if you have the structure, you can actually employ people and they will know exactly what you expect of them. And as they buy into the business culture, they will know the ethical traits of what is right, what is wrong, and how are we going to achieve the vision. So that's a very practical way to look at creating a guideline that will lead me towards my business vision. Okay, then next, you've got teamwork. So phase 1 is getting a clear vision in place. Make sure the vision is clear, make sure the vision is practical. Step 2, create clear guidelines through a clear business culture and clear business systems, that your employees know exactly what you expect of them and what is right and wrong in the business. And then thirdly, teamwork. And this is where everything comes together beautifully when you're creating a dream team. The concept, so first of all, I want to touch on the concept of teamwork. A dream team is the concept of a group of people who are united, focused, and efficient on achieving a clear common goal bigger than themselves. That is the concept of teamwork. Now, the importance of a dream team, I'm sure everybody can relate. As I said earlier, working with people is not an easy task, and it can be sometimes, there's a lot of pressure involved when it comes to working with people. But we all know that people can either make or break your business dream or vision. You can get difficult people that makes life difficult for everyone else. You can get good people that is a breeze, like a breath of fresh air in the office. You can have both of them. And it's like a basket of apples. If there's one bad apple, it can affect all the other apples. So you want to get rid of that one bad apple before it affects any of the other good apples. And the second thing that's important about a dream team is that to understand no man is an island. You need people in order to achieve the business dream and the business vision. So there are three important steps to creating a dream team. First of all, you have to hire the right people. Secondly, you have to build a relationship. And thirdly, you have to sell the dream. Now, I specifically set this up in 3 steps because it's a sequence to build a dream team. It doesn't just happen overnight. It's going to be deliberate, intentional time that you need to invest in creating a dream team. Important to understand, you already have the clear vision in place and you already have the guidelines in place. So everything is clear. Now you can hire the right people. They will know exactly what to do. They know exactly where the business is going. Okay, so there's no question marks regarding that. So step 1 we're looking at is hiring the right people. Okay, now the process of hiring the right people, very important. First of all, patience. You want to hire the right people with the right attitude. When I look to employ people, I look at attitude. That's the thing. Because I know that my business systems are solid and they are in place, and I know the system creates a result. So it's not necessarily going to be the employee that creates a result, because I want my business to be system orientated and not people orientated. So the only thing that I actually need is someone with a good attitude. Because the system is in place, it shouldn't be a problem for them to teach them what I'm doing here and why I'm doing it and what their role is in the business. Okay, so attitude for me is critical. And you can take a look at all of these videos that I've placed over here, and you'll see that I'm actually going to get to that. Let me not jump ahead. Okay, now as I said, the process of hiring the right people, first of all, starts with patience. You have to hire the right people with the right attitude. I would suggest that you test out people before you hire them. There's a principle that says faithful over little, ruler over much. If you can't be faithful over little things, you will not be faithful over big things. Incidentally, my mom has her own drama school, and she had an issue with one employee, and there was another employee that also wanted to work in the drama school, and I told my mom, just test her out. Test out her servant attitude. So my mom would ask her to go make some coffee and so on before she actually employed her. But you can test out people by giving them small, minute instructions. And if they can successfully, with a faithful attitude, execute those small, minute instructions, then it's a good indicator that they will be faithful with bigger instructions and eventually larger instructions. So test out your employees' attitude before you hire them, or in that probation period of 3 to 6 months. Make sure you test out all the aspects. Is the person on time? Do they have a servant attitude? Is it all about them, or will they be willing to buy into the dream of the business? Okay, secondly, after hiring the right person with the right attitude, make sure that you've got proper training in place. You want to invest time to train the people. You can't assume that this person will know exactly what to do in a day or two. Okay, you've got the clear vision, so you clearly communicate the vision to the new employee. Secondly, you give them the guidelines, so you tell them this is the culture that we operate, and this is the ethical traits that we have, and you also give him the system, which is documented in a manual. So he has everything to know exactly what is expected of him. But you still need to train your employee. And I believe this is an area that is a very frustrating area when it comes to hiring new people, is the training part. And I've been there over and over and over, where you sit for 6 to 8 hours a day, training, and then after the day's finished, the employee goes home. Now you have to catch up on your own work because you were busy the whole day with training and you're stressing, and they have to answer the phone, and then you can't do anything because are they answering the phone correctly? Do they know the service? And so on. But I want to encourage you to invest time into proper training that will create clarity for your employee. And then lastly, the sequence ends with a safety net. Make sure you've got a management and a support system in place that the employee doesn't get lost in translation. Okay, you want the employee, the new employee, to be managed and supported, to be sure that they know exactly what's going on. Otherwise, you're throwing them into the deep end, and yes, there are some people that can handle it, they will learn to swim, but other people will sink, and they will eventually fall out of the business, and you never know, and you will never know in the future if that was a great employee that just wasn't trained properly and didn't have a safety net. You'll never know that because your systems were not in place. Okay, so I want you guys to go watch these videos on how Elon Musk and Steve Jobs hire people. It's a bit different. Elon Musk has some different opinions to Steve Jobs, and I also have some different opinions to Steve Jobs in this aspect, for the main reason that Steve Jobs had millions of dollars in the bank and he could afford to hire the best people. So Steve Jobs said you need to hire people who are insanely great. That's easier said if you have millions of dollars in the bank, where Elon Musk says he looks more to the people or the person's attitude and how the person operates. So Elon Musk will always ask someone who he interviews about how he handles situations in his life, or just tell him about his life story, and the person will start to talk, and Elon Musk listens to how he actually deals with problems and issues in his life, and then according to that he will make a decision if this guy will be a good employee or not. Very interesting. Elon Musk says he never ever looks to someone's college degree, and if you take a look at Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, all those brilliant entrepreneurs never had a college degree. Up to today, they never had a college degree. So Elon Musk doesn't look for a college degree, he looks for different things. And I also don't look for college degrees, I look for attitude. If you've got the right attitude, I believe I can empower you to do the work that you can do and leave my business in a better position than what you came in. And then also the process of building, okay, so sorry, let me just recap there. So we've got the process of hiring the right people, then we've got the process of building a business relationship. So if I look at the sequence of building a dream team, step 1 is to hire the right people, step 2, build a business relationship, and that's what we're looking at now. The process, and I believe the process of building a business relationship, I believe the principle and the concept that business is personal. And I do believe that if you think business is not personal, it could be because you have a hidden agenda, or you want to be maybe corrupt, or you want to commit fraud, and then if someone catches you out, or if you nail someone, that person ends up on the street. Then you pull up your shoulders and you say, well, I'm sorry, it's not personal, it's just business. I believe business is personal. Your business touches many lives, and it can have either a good impact or it can have a bad impact on their lives. And that is a knock-on effect, because those people have families as well. They need to care for their families also. Business, I believe, is a very personal thing. And I want to encourage you guys to be obsessively preoccupied with the needs of your employees, and also to have a servant attitude, positive energy, and be sincerely, authentically interested in your employees. Now, I'm not saying to build up such a personal relationship that you can't keep people accountable. I'm just encouraging you guys to actually be preoccupied with employees' needs. If this employee is going hungry at night, surely that's not a good thing, and you are in a position to do something about that. Just a bit of empathy in your business, rather than saying it's not personal, you are just an object in my business to achieve the business vision. Have a servant attitude. And one thing that I also realized is that employees always look to the leader, and the leader's mood affects them dramatically. And if you can come in your business every morning, come into the business with positive energy, you can literally lift up the whole office and get the energy in and bring the results. Okay, so the second step, build a business relationship with your employees. Care for your employees. And the last step, the process of selling the dream, is first of all, you do it through communication. And I want to show you the power of communication of a dream and a vision in general. And this is something that Hitler said, who is not a good man, but I wanted a practical example to give you guys the best idea of what I mean through selling your dream. So Hitler sold his vision. It wasn't a good vision, but he sold it in any way through communication. Okay, so yeah, as I said, I'm back now. I'm sorry, the translation went off there. Okay, so first of all, if you tell a big enough lie and tell it frequently enough, it will be believed. And then Hitler also said, make the lie big, make it simple, keep saying it, and eventually they will believe it. Now, just imagine if you can take this principle and apply it with your business dream. It can read as follows. If you tell your business dream frequently enough, it will be believed by the employees. And make it big, make it simple, keep on saying it, and eventually the employees will snap what your business is all about and they will buy into the business. And then lastly, a practical example is that no one should, so you've got, first of all, communication to sell the business dream. And the second thing that you have to apply is a practical example. No one in your business should work harder than you to achieve your business dream, because it originally starts with your business dream. You should be the one that's working the hardest to achieve the dream. And then secondly, be a leader that you would want to follow if you were an employee. So that is the process of selling the dream. I just want to backtrack here quickly and get you guys through the process and the concept again of how to build a dream team. So first of all, in the first phase, you have to build a practical vision. That starts with you because you have the business dream. Secondly, you create clear guidelines. You want to create a business culture and you want to create business systems. As soon as that is in place, you are now ready to build a dream team, and you do that through 3 steps, which is first of all, hiring the right people, secondly, building a relationship, thirdly, selling the dream, and then with that beautiful sequence in place, you have the best practical foundation to give every employee the best chance to buy into the dream of the company and actually create a dream team. And interesting, when you go take a look at the interview they did with Steve Jobs on managing people, he said that first of all, for him, very important is to create a clear common vision that everybody wants to achieve. And the people in his team that built the first Macintosh was so focused on building and achieving this vision that they never, there was never any politics in the team, or any gossiping, or any issues, or any trouble that bad apples made, because everybody was obsessively preoccupied with the vision of where this product was going. And that is the beauty of creating a dream team. You are creating a team that works together, that wants to achieve the common goal, and that is efficient at the end of the day. So there you have it. That is the business webinar series on doing business with purpose. I want to finish off by encouraging you guys to not just fit into the industry, but actually to disrupt the industry. Take a look at your industry, take a look at your business, and ask yourself, how can we dream bigger? How can we fix a problem in the industry? How can we miss the rat race through doing something so different and disruptive that there isn't industry in that area yet? So dream big, and I want to encourage you guys to go do business with purpose. Get your business dream back into your business. Secondly, create a business culture that's ethical and that's clear. Also, get the systems in place. And then lastly, create your dream team intentionally with effort. And I believe that in time, this will enable you to build a business that is bigger than you, that is bigger than the employees, and it will be something that matters. It was a great pleasure to teach or to do this webinar for you guys, and I learned a lot as well, and I will be definitely accountable to all of the principles that I mentioned through my life as well, because I can't teach something and not practically apply that as well. So thanks for attending all the sessions. If you did attend all the sessions, if you want the documents of the previous 3 sessions, as well as the links to the YouTube channel, then I can send them to you. I'm going to give my email address again. And yeah, you guys must have a great day further and a great weekend, and go do business with purpose.